Hello, I'm Brother Carter.
And I am... who am I? Okay.
Start over. Hello, I'm Brother Carter.
And I am Val.
And we have a new show called
Tasteful and Toxic.
Coming out when?
Every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Check us out.
Tune in. All right. Good morning. And welcome to another edition of Tasteful or Toxic. Tasteful or tasteful and?
And it could be either.
Either. Okay. Tasteful and toxic, because that's what we are. Mm-hmm. Tasteful and toxic at the same time. Okay. Today's show, we're going to talk, the subject matter is going to be managing your expectations. And forgive me sometime when I don't look toward y'all, because I'm always looking at the camera, because I'm always talking to the people out there. You understand? And this
we just happen to be in the room. That's our camera.
You know, that's y'all camera right here. So that's mine right here. So I want to introduce my lovely guest today. You always know I have my co-host, my lovely wife, the vivacious one, Val. Wave at the people, Val.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? And on this show, I get to sit back and be in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
In the passenger seat.
No, you're not in the passenger seat. You're the co-pilot. Yeah, you gotta help me. You gotta help me fly this plane.
Oh, okay. So I'm sitting up there, baby.
Yeah. You up in the front seat.
But you're the captain.
Yeah.
And I'm in the. I'm over there.
You're right on the side of me.
I got you.
That's right.
We never leave each other.
We can't be tasteful if we don't have toxic.
Oh, well, why you can't be toxic? I always got. Today, I'm gonna start off trying to be on his show.
You're gonna be tasteful today, and I'm gonna be toxic.
I guarantee I'm gonna get you.
All right. Let's see how it works.
Okay, then.
And also, I want to introduce. Y'all know Val, but I have a special guest today on the show today. The lovely one, the beautiful one, the very cute one. Introduce yourself, girl.
Hi, everybody. My name's Tierra.
Tierra.
What's up?
Tierra is all that in a can of chips.
Yes, she is. Oh, I want to say happy birthday to you once more again, because you know this is what month is it?
Well,
time is moving so fast.
But this gonna be September when they hear it.
I know, but that's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah. We're saying happy birthday to you today, though, because last week you celebrated your birthday. It was an outstanding birthday. The all-white party you had, August the 5th, Saturday, August the 5th. Man, it was outstanding.
Did you see that second line band?
Baby, did you see that star cast of people you had in the show? I mean, you had a star cast of people there. You know,
it was stank.
It was the haves and the have-nots up in there.
Did you tell your neighbors about the second line?
No.
We just know.
That's why they always busting out their doors looking. What the hell going on?
Baby, we didn't tell them.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, they all enjoyed it. We got not one complaint.
That's good.
That's when you do things decent and in order. It's the Carters just do it like that.
Yeah. We had a very tasteful party, but it was toxic at the same time.
We got
intoxicated.
But and on this show, Brother Carter, we get to have us a little.
So we're going to talk about managing your expectations. How do you manage, I'm glad we have
a professor.
My God.
A professor.
A professor.
A licensed
professor.
Mm-hmm. Master's degree.
Professor.
Give a little bit of your accolades before we start the show.
Who are you?
I mean, me just being Tierra, you know.
Tierra.
I'm a funny guy.
She's keep it real. This can also be called Keep It Real Radio, but keep it real.
I'm Tierra. I have a master's in industrial and organizational psychology and teach general psychology at Lone Star College. Have a lot of fun with that part-time.
Hold up. You say you teach at Lone Star College?
Yes.
What you say, girl?
Yes.
Baby, she a professor. Did you not?
What you talking about here?
You got that on your show.
Mm-hmm.
Tasteful and Toxic.
Now, let me ask
educated people on
when
your
it
show.
When it come to being tasteful and toxic and managing your expectations, are you tasteful with it, or are you toxic with managing your expectations?
I think I can be a little bit of both. Yeah, I can be a little bit of both. I try to be tasteful, but
somebody pull that out.
Every now and again, I think you just be having to let people know that it's the other side.
On them toes. I warned you before you got there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna
Hitching your head with a
talk
2x4.
about managing your expectations. So how can you manage your expectations?
Is that a question?
It's a question.
Who you want to answer?
I'm looking at you.
I'm still working
How
on
do you
it.
manage your expectations?
Here's
And wait a minute.
Okay,
let me finish the question.
You looked at
See,
me.
you being toxic
I don't
already.
want to be. I'm gonna be
No,
tasteful.
Okay, just sit there and look
Okay,
pretty like
okay,
us.
thank
Yeah,
you.
just be pretty. Just be beautiful like
How
you
y'all
are.
doing?
Okay. How do you manage your expectations in the midst of a very toxic relationship? I mean, that can be in
It can be
abusive,
in anything.
it can be verbally abusive, physically abusive, abusive. The toxic is toxic.
Do you want me to answer that?
No,
This is how I manage it.
Yeah.
This is how I would
How
recommend.
can you manage yourself in the midst? Because you already caught up. If you're already in a relationship and it's toxic, you're already caught up in it. And so how do you
have
manage
to recognize
your
it. You have to recognize it. You have to recognize where you're at.
Okay.
And you have to make a conscious decision. I'm either okay with where I'm at or I need to do something different because it's not working for me. You can't even start to manage it until you recognize where you're at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to turn it over to the.
No, you don't turn nothing over on the Tasteful and Toxic show.
Okay, so now you toxic. I told you I was going to get him. He's going to be toxic. He is the toxic
don't turn
one.
nothing over to
I was trying to be graceful and tasteful.
This is not the Love and Victory show with Val.
Okay.
This is Tasteful and Toxic
go
with
ahead.
Brother Carter. Okay, so same question.
Okay, I told you I was going to be. I told you I was going to get him. He toxic.
Oh my God. Y'all funny.
Tierra, how you doing?
Good. I'm tickled.
You having fun?
Always.
Yeah. Did you enjoy yourself at the party last Saturday?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I had a blast.
What did you enjoy most about the party?
Did she go be?
I liked meeting your guests, your other guests. Everybody was so friendly. You know, when you go into an environment, you don't really know anybody because the only people I knew there were you and
right.
Steph.
Did you feel comfortable?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people stop, and you know how like you go in some rooms and people are just kind of like looking at you. People were just like, "Hey." And I just ended up talking to a few different people that I didn't know before
because
that.
like-minded people can only be around like-minded people. I was not allowing, the Holy Spirit was not going to allow anything that was not of him, that was not for me to be in the room.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun because it was an opportunity to meet like I had a few conversations with people that I did not know.
Did you exchange numbers with anyone?
I exchanged numbers with Tiffany.
Oh,
I did.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was amazing connection.
Yeah. And it was so crazy like how our conversation even got started. Matter of fact, you said, I see somebody over there preaching. Come on.
Are you serious?
We started talking about God.
And she's very profound as well.
I loved her. Yeah. But it was a few other people that I talked to too. But I specifically remember my conversation with her. So that was
cool. So going back to the subject matter.
What is it?
Managing your expectations.
Okay.
How do you manage? Hello.
It was a ding ding.
Yeah. How would you manage your expectations in a toxic relationship when I say you're in a relationship, you're already in it.
Yeah.
You all deep in it right now. And so what does managing your expectations look like? You know, in the midst of it, if you can go back into your sanctified imagination of life, you know, and I know you've been through some things in your life, you know, I don't mean to want to take you back into that place, but you know, but I want you to think back. How did you manage yourself in that?
I became toxic too. I would 2-piece you in 2 seconds.
Wait, girl, you got a 2-piece?
I will 2-piece you in 2 seconds.
And what does that mean? 2-piece?
Bow.
What you want? I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh, you gave him 2-piece like
yes.
The right and the left.
Because if I feel played,
not in that order.
If I feel played, we both gonna feel played.
Oh, okay.
But that is not the proper way.
That wasn't ladylike.
So let me ask you.
But that's just what it was at that time.
At
that time, how long were you in the toxic relationship?
A minute.
Under a year. It was under a year.
But it was a minute.
It became toxic quickly.
Okay, but I'm telling you. Okay,
you always wanted to answer people. I'm asking her the question.
Well, this your show. I'm not trying to host your show.
You're always trying to be toxic.
I'm going to be tasteful.
Okay, so how long?
It became toxic pretty quickly, and I mean, it became toxic as soon as I was kind of like interested, because at the beginning it's like the pursuit, and you get all the good stuff, and that lasts about 4 months, and then as soon as I was kind of like sold, and like, okay, you can stick around.
It was like, guards down.
Let your guard down.
Or let your guard down.
Look. And got hit in the stomach.
Yeah.
And at that point, I started acting stupid
because your guard was down. Yeah, your guard was down.
Yeah, my guard was down for sure.
Guard was down.
God was down.
I'm sorry.
You not take over the conversation.
I don't want to, baby.
We really finna have a good conversation.
I know, but it be going up in my spirit, child. It be like.
I know, but you talking as if you know the story, but without letting her tell the story.
I don't know the story.
I don't know the people right there.
I don't know the story, but it's just resonating with me.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you in a minute of why that resonates with you.
Well,
So
go ahead, baby.
So continue. You was in the relationship for 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
And it got toxic for the last 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible.
Intense. Yeah. Okay. And so how did you manage? You did you expect it to continue being that way, or was it something that you wanted to change? Or
so I kept trying to, like, when I say trying to leave, like saying I wanted to be done with it. But I think, how like when you leave not because you want to leave, but because it's like, no, this is a level of disrespect that I feel like I can't deal with. But your feelings for the person are still there. It was like I'm done. But then if he tried to come back and like, write the letter and show up at the door,
I'm sorry,
and the flowers
in the
you just like, okay, well, maybe he's ready to change.
Yeah.
And then I realized that he wasn't trying to change. He was just finding better ways to lie.
Okay.
And then that's when I start two-piecing, because now I feel like
I love when people see. I like that. I know this is your show, and I need to stay in my lane. But she said two-piecing. I need to break down what two-piecing. I know. But I need to, for the people in the back of the room. Sometimes I two-piece you. What is a two-piece?
So two pieces when
we ain't talking about chicken.
I hit you. We
ain't at Popeyes. We ain't churches. We ain't at
not the good crunchy kind.
What is a two-piece?
A two-piece is when I ball up my fist.
And that's not a physical fist.
My real fist. A physical fist.
So
when I ball up my fist.
Was you in a relationship with a male or a female?
A man.
A man.
And you balled up your fist?
And you play with me.
Yeah. I balled up my fist.
Well,
now let me
let me back up to y'all. Tell y'all right now. The Tasteful Toxic show does not
advocate for physical domestic violence,
especially.
Now we just going back to the past of how I handled something toxic. The me now, I don't tolerate. You ain't toxic. This is at that time.
So you actually put your hands on.
Oh yes, because I felt like
she was
at the time. My thought was I tried to walk away from the relationship because you don't want to do right. So when you pursue after me, talk about, oh, I'm ready to do right and I want you and I miss you.
You know, that's kind of like when I threw I
felt like emotionally it was tormenting because of course when you're in it, like you want it to work out. So it's like leave me alone and let me go.
Him to change his behavior.
Right. So to me, it was like emotionally you're hurting me. So physically, I just want to you.
Okay, so and I appreciate that.
And so she has military. She have military background.
I've changed.
He always want to
just want to put that.
He want to be tasteful.
I want to add that I've changed. This has been years ago.
Well, yes. And that's how you manage your expectations, because you was able to change.
Yeah, I had to learn from that. Yeah.
Right. That's
not okay.
Look at Abigail. We can't ever have a show that Abigail said, I got something to say.
I do.
What you got to say? It's not my show. It's Brother Carter's
It's Brother Carter's show.
I do.
Can y'all not be toxic on Brother Carter's show?
Can you let people say what they got to say?
I'm sorry.
I think it's funny how you said that, Tierra, because like I've been in relationships before where, they say, your perfect person is going to bring out the best in you. Mm-hmm. I've been with people who brought out the worst in me.
Man.
I acted in ways that I know is not my character.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, damn, they really brought out the actual worst in me. Yeah. I've screamed like growling, screaming, crying, sobbing, and hitting. Like, you know what I mean? I'll get violent if someone brings it out of me.
Yeah.
And like whenever you kind of step away from that, you realize I really lost myself in that.
Yeah. And you feel bad when you look back and you're just like, dang. I remember when I was younger and I was working at this store and I was a teenager at the time. And this girl was there. She was like in her 20s. Mm-hmm. And I remember her like on the phone kind of talking about all the drama she had with her boyfriend at the time. And, at my little age, I was just like, ooh, girl.
Who put that?
Right. And she said, I'll never forget her telling me, you'll realize when you get older, it's that one person that'll bring something out of you that you just did not know was there. Mm-hmm. And I remember I thought about her when I was in the middle of that. And I was like, dang.
Wow.
Okay. It really be that one person.
Please, can I?
Let's let Val speak here.
Okay, thank you. Let Val speak because I had that moment.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
The moment when what?
You shot the moment when it escalated the first time with Brother Carter. Because that's my soulmate, right. Childhood.
But you've been in other relationships prior to it.
No, it was in between. It wasn't prior to it. It was in between. But anyway, let's go here. Brother Carter had upset me because I love him so much.
And so I threw Tasteful Toxic.
I threw a radio.
About throwing our dirty laundry out there for y'all.
That's because we're going to help somebody.
Yeah.
But
so
it's in the past.
So I thought it started off with, he had this radio. It's like a boombox back in the day.
Okay.
He loved it so much, I cut it up. I threw it over the thing. That didn't work. Okay. So the next
as you should.
The next time was he did another something. So I had keys to the car. I got that car because that car was parked somewhere it didn't have no business being. Let me tell y'all about me. This is why you have been delivered and gone.
She's very toxic.
No, I was. Okay, so I got that car.
You brought out the toxicity, Brother Carter.
Car. My girlfriend, that's why you got to watch certain people that you call your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So they're going to take you to the scene of the crime just to break you down because they have another agenda. But they took me to the scene of the crime and I moved accordingly. So he was doing something he had no business. I had the keys, so I got the car. I drove the car out to the beach. I put sand all in the car. I left the car. I go back to my house and I get a call from my parents saying, where are you? Where my car? But anyway, we're going to move on. Then the next time.
No, you throwed it out there. Tell the rest of it. Tell what your mom and daddy said about you.
Oh, well, you tell them since you put it out. They say, what is wrong with you? Are you in the drugs? What's wrong with you, girl? You don't do that. But when you are in that place of being broken and you stay in something and you keep going back, you have an expectation because they tell you, I'm going to do better. I promise you.
Back.
I love you. I love you. So you said you physically put hands on it?
Mm-hmm.
I did everything else because I was scary.
Yeah.
They ain't know. I had a big bark.
Okay.
But I wasn't fighting.
So
I got put in a wrestling chokehold and that shut down my fighting days with men.
You got a wrestling chokehold.
I got put in one of these.
You say with me and it was more than one?
Yeah. Were you going through that?
I slapped a person or two.
Damn.
I thought I was cray.
No.
I love it.
What they do.
Well, so this wasn't somebody that I was dating, but somebody took my food off my plate. Like I made
baby, I got a pet peeve. Don't mess with my food.
My bacon. I left my bacon in the oven a little bit longer, and they already had their.
You
food.
hit it with a fork?
And I with my hand. They took the bacon off my plate as I was walking by them, and I remember my response was like, "Oh!" I screamed and I stomped my foot, and then I just hit them.
Oh,
and the whole room got quiet.
You.
I was like.
Because I did that one night.
Mm.
You remember I did that?
Because you act like I'm toxic. Why would you take it off my plate?
No, yeah, I walked by somebody's plate and I did that same thing. Yeah,
you took their food or they took yours?
No, I took the bacon off their plate.
He was drunk.
Look,
oh my God,
he was drunk in the whole restaurant.
This person wasn't even drunk. They just tried
You was intoxicated.
I was intoxicated.
Okay.
Yeah,
he was intoxicated. We had a whole.
You gotta be careful.
I so thank God that wasn't you.
You gotta be careful. I mean, but I don't have no business putting my hands on people either.
No, he didn't have no business on somebody else's plate.
Right.
He was drunk.
Like you don't have food on your plate.
No, I ain't had that. I'm just getting in. That bacon look good on this plate.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all think calm and collective. He did.
So you couldn't wait.
No, he did that. He did it.
That's dangerous.
Ooh, that bacon.
And again, I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong.
Okay.
I'm not violent.
You wasn't wrong. You wasn't wrong for slapping him or whatever. No,
because it was just like
violence. You say she was wrong for hitting nobody?
Well.
And I think in my mind, it was more so like you took my food, number one, but it was more so like you did it as though like it was nothing that it was like it was just cool. Like I was just gonna have to accept that you took it because I'm smaller than you, obviously. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't even think he expected it because the whole room got quiet.
And
Everybody was like,
I know we're getting a little bit off the subject matter. Wait. I know we're getting a little bit off because I'm having a flashback right now. Back when I was in elementary school.
Why am I telling y'all all my business? What happened?
And that was a bully in elementary school that bullied everybody. You know, back in the day, we had the little fish, the frozen fish on Fridays. We had that macaroni and cheese and some green beans or whatever.
What school you went to?
Oh, we were dirt poor back. I'm talking about before you were even born. This was back in the 70s, and
we was white too, but it was the ISD.
I ain't never had no macaroni and cheese at school.
Oh, but let me tell you back in we had good food.
That sounds good.
Don't change my subject.
Okay, I'm sorry. Never had macaroni. We had that government cheese that they put on there. That cheese that melted.
I love Wednesdays back in the day.
We had enchiladas.
We had meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
That sounds so good.
Y'all don't have food like we had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyway, back to the story. The guy, the bully, decided he was gonna take my fish this day. And
they know we look forward.
And we didn't have plasticware back then.
We had real silverware.
Nigga, you ain't gonna eat my cornbread.
They ain't taking my husband's cornbread.
He ain't gonna eat my cornbread.
You was toxic as a kid?
Yeah. I ain't gonna call his name out.
But you was toxic.
He was a bully. Mm-hmm. And when I hit that rascal,
he messed around and found out.
This was another time.
I'm gonna put my over here. But y'all gotta hear how this was.
Yeah. I him that day, but another day he tried to bully me. And then I
tried to bully you after you him?
No, this is before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, he needs to manage his expectations.
Yeah, I can't remember because it was so long ago. It was before or after, but he got that day. But another day,
he played with you again.
He played again, and he got all this here messed up.
He don't advocate on his show.
I don't advocate violence.
But you got here. You was a kid.
But sometimes, instead of just yourself, and I'm gonna go to another subject. Instead of yourself being bullied by, we had physical bullies. Y'all yourselves over social bullies. That don't make sense to me. Let's get offline if you.
Yeah, it just goes to show that like words are powerful.
Yeah, they are powerful. But we actually, back in my day, we actually had.
Yeah, like you couldn't.
You can get offline.
It was like 3:00. Yo, that's your ass.
Yeah, literally.
3:00.
The whole school will follow.
Yeah, and everybody knew.
Everybody knew because the word get passed around.
No getting around it.
It was no getting around.
So getting back to the subject matter at hand. Let's go back to managing your expectations.
Did you, baby? Yeah. You bust that all up in there. We don't advocate that.
No, I ain't gonna call his name out because he might try to come for me again. But anyway, managing your expectations.
I love your
you've been
show.
in a relationship, long time with a toxic relationship. What brings you to a breaking point where you finally say enough's enough?
Yeah, guys. So the rest of this episode is going to be audio only. The internet cut out, so we weren't able to continue recording through the program that we record through. So enjoy the rest of this episode with audio only. I'll put a nice picture up.
There you go.
Okay.
Y'all got this.
Thank you. That is Abigail Rivera.
My government name.
Yeah, she's our executive producer on the show, and every time you hear a voice when we're visual and you don't see her, that would be Abigail Rivera.
She cold like that.
She is.
She's a bad mama jamma.
Bad.
She's a bad mama jamma. So going back to our conversation.
Yeah.
The breaking point.
So the breaking point was when that friend called to catch up with me, and I was telling her about like all the drama that was going on. Mm-hmm. And she was like, what is going on with you? Like, this is not you. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time that I like stopped, because you get caught up in drama. Yeah. Really. Right. And it was the first time that I stopped, and I felt like the sense of disappointment in her voice, because the way that she knew me, your punishment is my absence. Mm-hmm. Like, if I leave you, that's what's really gonna hurt you, because I recognize my value, right?
Right.
But at that time, I was just caught up.
That's very important, right there, recognizing your value.
Yeah, but at some point, I lost sight of that.
Yeah, indeed.
So you just, and it became like a tick for tat. It became like, oh, you think you gonna outlie me? I'm a lot better than you. Mm-hmm. It was just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But when she said that, a vicious cycle of just it was, and it was just like, dang. Like, what is going on? It was the first time that I actually stopped, like, with the back and forth, and was just like, I can just exit. Like, I don't have to do this. And then from there, things continued. And then I remember being in my room, sitting on my bed, and I was like, God, please get me out of this. Like, it's not fun anymore.
God took you to the book of Exodus, huh?
I was
and
like,
you
please
start
get me
excelling out of that situation.
I was like, please get me out of this. Because it was beyond, like, my control at that point, because I would try to leave. And I remember the guy saying to me, which was the first time that I understood soul ties, I remember him saying to me, usually when, a female tells me that she doesn't want to deal with me anymore, I leave her alone. But I don't know why I can't, but I can't leave you alone. And then when I would stop talking to him. Do you find
yourself couldn't leave him alone as well?
No, I would.
During the midst,
I would be able to pull away, but I was still weak for, like, if he would come back and say, like, okay, I'm going to try. Like, but it was really bad. Like, I would like text him and just be like, I'm done. He would blow up my phone and call me. I would text him that, and then like turn my phone on do not disturb, and he would like message me and be sitting outside of my apartment or put a letter on my door. Like, he would really go out of his way to reach out. So it wasn't just like I just turned right around and went back. Like, he was very persistent in coming back around, and I just didn't have the strength at that time to like stay gone. So he was more
toxic than you were.
Oh, definitely, because I wasn't toxic like that before then. Like, usually I'll just leave. Like,
it's usually the woman that's pursuing the man. Like,
when I said I'm done, and it didn't mean that I was ready, but I just knew I need to be done because I'm gonna you. And
you literally
I would even break up with him and then leave my house and go out of town, and he would still like message. I remember the last time I had blocked his number and he texted me from a new number.
Now let me ask you this. Did you think you were in love at the time?
No, and I remember
you never knew?
My friends, I remember them saying, y'all must be in love. And I said, no, this is not love. Like, I know that's not it. I knew this isn't love.
But you was in it because
it was a soul tie. That's literally like,
and people
imagine being in something and you don't even want to be in it anymore, but you can't. You feel like you can't get out.
Wow.
It wasn't love.
And people don't understand truly what a soul tie is.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
But a lot of people will label it as love.
And it's not love.
It's not.
Love has nothing to do with it.
And I was fully aware that it wasn't love.
And that was just a spiritual connection.
It was.
And
it took God to get me out of it.
It was a
God connection.
Yeah.
It was a connection.
It was very demonic. I remember the moment that the spirit came. I felt it. It felt like electricity that went through my entire body. I remember. But I'm stupid. I'm just like, oh, we got chemistry. Yeah. And that's what it was.
And that's all it was.
That's what it was.
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up. And I know this is your show.
I know. You ever had chemistry with anybody like that?
I have.
Okay. And how did you come out of that situation?
I haven't.
You haven't?
I'm still there.
You still? Oh, well, praise the Lord, hallelujah.
Well, okay.
I'm still
The right
there.
answer.
and I have no intent, but I have something more than a sexual connection. Mm-hmm. See, here's the thing: as you go through life, it's valleys, and so that spiritual connection and that spiritual connection, we always look to that first. It's all a drug, and I hate to say that. We always
an addiction,
we always look back to what it was. But God wants us to grow into what it is. Okay. And when you stay stuck in what it was, then what you're doing is trying to control. And God trying to take us to a whole nother level. He either wants you to exit or he wants you to grow.
Elevate.
Yeah.
And if you're just trying to control it because you're stuck into limitations, you can't go no further.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of times when relationships and stuff first start, you don't really see who the person really is for like the first 7 months to a year.
Or longer.
You don't, you know what I'm saying? Like the date, and this is the thing. Some people are good at dating, but they're not good at relationships.
Right.
So like the first 6-7 months, that's dating.
That's dating.
Because everything feels fresh. It's
6-7
easy.
months sound like that's a relationship to me.
know it's
no,
not
what
a
I'm saying
relationship.
is the
That's
way
not a
that people
relationship.
are approaching it, they're still dating. It's fun. I think relationship starts when there's conflict. We have to talk through something. We have to work something out.
When
Like
you go through
when
something.
it requires some work, and when I've become comfortable with you being here and I have the potential to take you for granted, or there's other people that are still pursuing me or that are still available, and I look at them and I still choose you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, that's why people think that there's something to hold on to because of what happens in that first 7 months to 12 months.
Yeah.
But that's just, you're still dating.
Yeah.
You might be in a relationship, but you're still dating. It's still fun. But after that, you have to choose to stay committed to that one person. And a lot of people don't got it.
I ain't gonna
They
get
don't
it.
got it. She say they don't got it.
They
She say,
don't.
I ain't getting in nobody else's business because it's not my show.
go get in there.
This ain't my show.
But you okay? Go
I
ahead.
love.
Tasteful and Toxic.
Let me tell you something, because I'm tasteful today, and I got somebody sitting on my, what's that? My left side.
Your left.
She's tasteful too.
She tasteful too.
So are you gonna be toxic? Because
Would you asking me a question?
Toxic.
we all did, but Brother Carter, did y'all hear him? He was toxic.
He brought it out.
Yeah. Well, that's what Brother Carter do. He bring the toxicity out of
Because
people.
not me confessing to the people that I was 1-2 piece of people.
Yeah.
I never
You over
heard.
Here, you over here two-piecing folks.
She wasn't talking about
Yeah.
churches, Popeyes, French's, none of that.
Because I feel like you deserve it.
And she didn't. It didn't matter whether you had a dress on, skirt on, or pants. But she's grown.
Yeah. Okay. So
This your show.
managing your expectations.
Did we manage it on your show?
Yes, you did. You
Can we
did a
come back
wonderful
to your
job.
show?
Yeah. Oh, you gonna be on every Wednesday
Oh,
from 8 until.
can Tierra come back on your show? You want Tierra to come back on your show?
Oh, absolutely.
That girl is
Absolutely.
profound.
Yeah. I like Tierra.
What you like about her? Cause she a 2-piece show.
She used to.
She was 2-piece show with words.
No, she used to. She don't do that.
Y'all
no
don't
more.
even understand. See, she said 2-piece back then. She'll punch you,
She been delivered.
baby. But she still will get you with them words. Y'all missing it out. She said, "Oh, how she gonna walk on your set?" Aaron walked on your set. Your show is.
This is Tasteful or Toxic.
We just do what we
Tasteful
want to do.
and Toxic.
And we just do what we wanna do.
Yeah, Aaron just come in toxic
Like,
and just
it's
say,
time for me to
do
go
I need
home."
to do something else? Because she ready to go home. She say, I'm off the payroll. Y'all still have me here?
I love this show. Okay, I'm
But-
getting off your show.
So we're gonna close the show up now.
It's so
And
good.
we're gonna get to the end here. And so I'm gonna turn to my guest today, Miss Tierra,
And what you want her to do?
and I'm gonna ask her.
Not to be toxic.
No, I'm
She be
gonna ask-
tasteful. Can she be toxic or can she be tasteful?
She can be both.
Okay, because I just sit over here and
But
mind my business.
at the end of the day, just be classy at whatever you do.
That's why I love you.
Yeah,
You so
just be-
profound.
yeah, just be beautiful like you are. Don't whether you tasteful or toxic. You can be toxic, but don't slap nobody. Don't go.
I'm done with that.
Yeah,
She done. Look at her.
Yeah.
Do I look
You
like I would
refined.
slap somebody?
Not
Yeah,
ever.
you do. You look like you can,
She has done it in
and
her
you
past.
will.
This was
if-
years ago.
That
I
was
know.
years. She
Like
don't do that no
years.
more.
Yeah, but she just don't have them.
It ain't
people.
there, but she want them to know it's in.
She don't have them
That's
people
been
in
over
us.
5-6 years ago.
You just don't have
That's a
them
long
people
time.
in your circle no more.
Oh,
Right.
So-
Because when I decided to change me, then I attracted different, and I had different levels of security to not let certain people that bring that out in.
So when you've been delivered, you've been delivered.
No, the Lord did a work.
He did a work.
A quick work.
Right. And so now
I ain't met nobody that made me have to slap them since then.
Right.
Because she got delivered.
It's just like being, delivered from any addiction in life.
Yeah.
I'm a former
Crackhead.
really bad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was the ad lib. Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my
and
goodness.
so when I first was released from crack, I had not changed my mindset. And I hadn't asked God to change my mindset.
Yeah.
And so when I moved to Austin and moved away from my natural habitation. Yeah, that word.
They're right there.
Habitat.
Habitat.
Yeah.
That's
Girl, I say habitation. It's not habitation.
It's habitat.
Well,
Habitat.
fix that. My husband did that
and
to
so
me.
when I moved from that circle there, that habitat was still here.
Yeah.
And so when I went there, I still had the same mind frame. And so I found myself back messing with the same thing that I left from.
Yeah.
And so you have to be careful, when you talking about changing your settings and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And a person don't change. You can be in the same environment, but until you change what, I'm going to be a little scriptural right now. Book of Romans, 12th chapter. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You always have to renew your way of thinking. You have to change the way you're thinking. That's so as a man change his thinking, so he can change. And so if you don't change your thinking, no matter where you can go to Uganda, Africa, or wherever you want to go in life. If you have that same mindset, you're going to find yourself doing the same thing that you call yourself running away from.
My dad said, wherever you go, there you are.
You're right there.
So whoever you choose to be, you can go to different relationships, different jobs.
Exactly.
It's still going to be that until
you're going to treat that next
to
relationship the same way.
Exactly.
Right. So,
exactly.
So this has been another edition of Tasteful and Toxic with the lovely Tierra Kirts. Thank you for being on the show today.
Of course.
You were very tasteful today.
Thank you.
And we truly
I felt a little
enjoyed
toxic.
Yeah, you were a little toxic, but you was tasteful.
Toxic.
You was tasteful in your toxicity, though. Am I making sense?
Toxicity.
Tox. See,
City.
Toxicity. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you talking about. So God bless you, baby.
It's toughness.
So God bless you. We love you on the show, and we welcome you back anytime you want to be here.
Thank you for having me.